Okay, so today I'm going to be getting chestnut seeds ready for cold stratification. I am going to be placing them in peat moss that is damp. This is, you can kind of see a little bit of water coming off of my hands here. This actually might be leaving a little too much, so I will squeeze each handful as I put it in Ziploc bags. I like to use the freezer bags. They're a little heavier duty. They do sometimes have to be moved in the refrigerator, and they're going to be in there for at least 2 to 3 months. I'm going to be putting them in today. Today's October 19th, 2016, and I did this last year and the year before, and I did it approximately the same time, right around mid-October, and both years I had pulled them out around February, at some point in February. So what I have is, I'm going to do a little bit of an experiment with 3 different things that have happened here. These all have holes in from the worms that do get into the Chinese chestnuts. These are absolutely perfect, no holes, look good. Some might be a little smaller than others, but they're all good and plump. In fact, all of these are. None of these are going to be thin or emaciated looking. These here have a little bit of mold on because they were sitting for a few days. See, this right here I won't use. It has a little bit of an indent in here that you can hopefully see. That in itself is most likely not going to be good. We'll just feed that to the chickens or the deer. I'm going to place peat into the bags, and then I'm going to make sure that the chestnuts are not touching each other but are within the peat and not on the edge of the bags. Then once everything's in, I plan on poking holes with needles approximately about 1/3 of the way up the bag. That just allows a little bit of air to come and go, so the things will not mold like these have already done, just being sitting out in a colander for 3-4 days. So we'll see how they go. I'm not sure if they'll grow or not, but I figured it's a good experiment. I'll keep them all separate. All of these will be separated, and so I will do that, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm now placing the chestnuts in the bags. You can see about how far apart. We don't want them to be touching. We'll try to just space them out a little bit. Honestly, I've packed several in these bags in the past. Some of them have touched. Not always a terrible thing as far as I'm concerned. I know everybody says not to have them touching at all, but in all honesty, I had a fantastic germination rate the last time I did it. One thing we do is we write on the bag what's in them, the date, and then I'm going to write how many I have in. Right now the bag is a little more than half full, and I have 35 in the bag. I will go back, and you can see some of them that are touching the edge of the bag. I'll go back and make sure they're not touching the edges when I am done. I don't want them on the edges at all. I do think the chances are they would mold easier by touching the edge of the bag where the moisture is going to tend to collect.